Hey guys, and welcome to the very first episode of Jughead's Garage. This is my very first YouTube video, and this job is about halfway complete. Um, I just decided I would start documenting some of the things that I do, and our goal here is to show you the wrong way to do it, and that way you won't make the same mistakes that we make. Well, I was driving home the other day, and my old truck just went down on me all of a sudden. So I'm stranded on the side of the road, and of course it was the fuel pump. So I had to get it towed. And let me tell you something, I should have had it towed to the mechanic shop, but that wouldn't make any good videos, would it? So I bring it home. I tried for about half a day to do it the way all of you people online say to do it, which is to drop the fuel tank. Well, I don't know how in the world you guys are able to unhook those fuel lines doing it that way. So eventually I decided to pull the bed, and let me tell you, that's the way I'll do it from now on this particular truck. Now on some older trucks, I have dropped the bed with success. I've had pretty good luck with the older trucks, but with this particular year model, I will pull the bed every time. Let me show you some of the stuff. Okay, first I want to point out that I had just filled the tank up with fuel, of course. So there's that. And then also, you've got all these weird fuel lines. Not like the old school days where you have a hose clamp with a flat tip screwdriver. No, you've got all of these, and I don't know, I guess I don't do enough of them to know exactly how to disconnect each and every one of those without looking at them. So if you're not familiar with that, I would suggest pulling the tank. If you look right here, I actually broke this fitting. Luckily that is a vent. So I'm thinking we're going to be okay just patching that with that hose clamp. I don't know, tell me in the comments where I'm wrong there. So as you can see, we've got to get this truck bed over to this truck. So I'm using a tractor with a boom. This would do yourself a favor, get a tractor with a bucket loader. It would be much easier. But we use what we have here at Jughead's Garage. So, but while I have this apart, I think it would be a good idea to run to the car wash and wash all the mud and gunk off of that frame, and then you could use undercoating, black spray paint, even bed liner, whatever you decide to use. I think it would be a good idea. While you got it off, I think it's a great idea to go ahead and do it. By the way, before you say anything, yes, I'm aware that it's the middle of January and my truck still has Christmas lights and garland wrapped all around it. Well, it's the South, and here in the South, we leave our Christmas decorations up year round half the time. Make sure you spray all the electrical parts real good. Make sure you get it all over yourself too. If you look right there, those are the plugs you have to disconnect to remove the bed. It's a good idea to dry those out real good and get some dielectric grease put in there. So I'm going to run by the parts store real quick and grab some. By the way, yes, it's a great idea to ride around town with no truck bed and no tail lights. Great idea. Highly recommended. Not really. To help dry this off, we're going to use this bad boy. We're going to pay special attention to those plugs right there. So I'm just going to use a little Rust-Oleum paint plus primer. Undercoating would be better, but down here in the south, rust really isn't that big of an issue, so this is mainly for cosmetics more than anything else. So it is what it is. This is what we got. that's all the paint we got, so we're gonna call that good. Well, I found another can. We'll do a little more. I'm just gonna do what I can't reach with the bed on. And I can come back later when I've got some more paint. And I might just undercoat the bottom. Again, if I lived in the north, I would really take this more seriously. But down here in the south, rust just normally isn't an issue. So, but we'll give it our minimal effort anyway. Watch the overspray. That's about as good as we're gonna get it. I can, like I said, I can get the bottom at a later time. I plan on doing the whole thing, doing a better job of that, but some of my cans of paint will not spray. So it is what it is. I'm not gonna postpone this project any longer. So right now I'm just gonna get this dielectric grease and shove it up in those connections for later when I get ready to install the bed. It'll already be there. I'll put some on the other connectors as well. Now the fun part. So the bed's in place. I've got to move it around some. Let me show you how not to rig your truck bed to your tractor boom. That's the perfect way not to do it. We'll try to get this bed moved around and then we'll start bolting it up. I'm 36 years old, but sometimes trying to unhook a ratchet strap is like calculus to a third grader. I don't know. Not all the time, but sometimes. Do y'all have that same problem? Oh, let's see. How can we get that to slide over? Let's check all of our tail lights, blinkers at least. Got blinkers. And blinkers. Alright, I'm gonna go grab probably a spud wrench, if I can find one. Alright, so I couldn't find the spud wrench, but I have this long extension and I'm going to use it to line the holes up. And I'm going to start all the bolts before I give them any ugga-duggas. Of course, this grass is really wet, so I'm gonna be muddy. This bed has, I believe, 8 bolts total. Maybe just 6. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, I believe it's just 6. Very important that you lose at least one to make the job that much more difficult. All right, let's give it a few ugga-duggas. I'm sure there are very specific torque settings that it's very important that you abide by. Get in there. Get yourself a lift. Get yourself a lift. Well, it's on there. Just have to hook the filler neck up and we'll be ready to roll. Alright, so update. There are actually 8 bolts holding the bed on. And of course I've lost one of them. Like I said earlier in the video, it's very important you lose at least one. So we'll have to run to the parts store later and try to find a bolt. I'm gonna try to hook this filler neck up. Ask me if these are the same screws that came out. Who knows? And there should be 3 of those as well. And I've only got 2, so. Nothing to run to the parts store won't take care of. Well, that's it. Bed's back on. Truck's ready to roll. Again, this is my very first video on my YouTube channel that I just created. I might share it on other platforms as well, but bear with me, I'm sure it'll get better. If not, I'll stop doing it. The whole point of this channel is there are people out there who have no business working on vehicles. They should take everything they have to a professional and walk away from the tools forever. But we're hard-headed, so we're going to anyway. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time on Jughead's Garage.